And it might be the most difficult day of the trial so far, but it began with the defence lawyers exploring Breivik's motivations and his mental approach to what happened on July 22nd. Was he a monster? Breivik insisted not.
Many people will describe me as a nice person, a sympathetic person who is very caring to people and close friends. I had a dehumanization strategy toward those I regarded as legitimate targets. If I had not done so, I would not have been able to do it.
Then came the section of testimony the lawyers had cautioned about. Even Breivik himself warned the court that people should leave if they didn't want to hear the details. And in calm, though sometimes hesitant sentences, he told a story of carnage and horror, beginning within minutes of arriving on Utoeya Island.
I was walking with a rifle in my bag. I thought, it's now or never. That minute seemed to last for a year. When I took the weapon in my hand, it was like 100 voices in my head saying, don't do it, don't do it.
But he did do it, and the Utoeya massacre began.
And I just started to fire, and I shot people in the head. And I shot 4 or 5 persons, and I saw that others were just paralyzed. They were unable to run. It looked really odd.
At times, Breivik was hesitant, as if grasping for the exact recollection. But after his last victim was dead, and with the police now closing in on him, he remembered how he felt.
And I thought, do I really want to survive this? I will be the most hated man in Norway. And I looked over and saw my weapon, and I thought about shooting myself in the head.
It was the detail in Breivik's testimony which was the most difficult to listen to, and the fine line between life and death on Utoeya Island. Breivik described meeting a small boy by the shoreline, crying his eyes out, paralysed with fear. Breivik judged the boy to be less than 16, so he spared his life, telling him, "Don't worry, it'll be all right." But elsewhere in his testimony, Breivik described meeting another group, equally paralysed with fear and unable to run. Calmly, he told the court he shot every one of them in the head. Survivors and bereaved listened in utter silence, clasping each other's hands.
You know, you take the good with the bad. The bad is that you have to listen to a couple of things that you really rather not listen to. But the good is that there is a trial. I mean, we are showing that, you know, no matter how much he insists on being inhuman, we won't become inhuman because of it.
Despite being told they could leave at any time if the evidence became too distressing, not one of the survivors or bereaved relatives walked out of the court. They listened as the murders of their loved ones were described in excruciating detail. But with extraordinary bravery, they refused to break down.